MIL shows up after 25 years and expects to be accepted as a grandmother. I'm a single father. I have raised my son alone because when he was just a few days old, his mother suddenly decided she doesn't want a child anymore. She claimed she's not ready to have a child and refused to even feed him or hold him. I wanted to give her some time. I thought that maybe it's just postpartum depression, but she was serious. She packed her stuff and left the hospital immediately. I have never seen her since. I kind of feel like her mother persuaded her to take this step because during the pregnancy she would keep on repeating how young her daughter was to have a child. For reference, I was 21 at the time and her daughter was 24, so I was left alone with an infant in my hands. It definitely wasn't easy. I had to leave college and work very hard to give my son everything he needed. Fortunately, I wasn't completely alone. There were people who helped me to get through the hardest period. People who babysat him while I was working and who gave me advice on how to take care of a baby. When he grew up a little, it became easier. I could send him to a kindergarten and work without asking people to take care of him while I'm not there. During all this time, I hoped to hear from his mother. I hope that she'll eventually come around and realize you can't just leave your child like a worthless piece of trash. But even though I had left her my contacts and hoped she would call me or write me a letter, she didn't. I never heard from her. She never once used her rights to visit him. When he was little, he often asked me why did his mother leave him, why didn't she want him? And I didn't know what to answer. Now my son is 25 years old. He's a hard-working, educated young man, and I'm so proud of him. We stopped talking about his mother a long time ago. It was his thought that if she doesn't want to be with us, then it's her loss and there's nothing we can do about it. Recently, my MIL appeared on our doorstep. Without a call, without any kind of notification, she was just there saying she had come to visit her grandson. I almost didn't recognize her, or could believe my ears. And at first, she behaved as if she was a caring grandmother who had come to see her grandchild like she does all the time, not like she was gone for 25 years. When my son saw her, she ran up to him and hugged him just like a loving grandmother would, asking how he's doing and how big and beautiful he has become. He looked kind of confused. I told him that it's his grandmother who has randomly shown up to visit him, and he was like, "Oh," and walked away from her. MIL didn't take this reaction very well. She looked at me and was like, "What have you taught him if he doesn't even say hello to his grandmother? Haven't you told him about his mother and me or shown him our pictures?" I couldn't believe how delusional and entitled she behaved after having abandoned us. But before I could say anything, my son said, "Dad did show me your picture, but I needed you to be there for me, not your pictures." He was quite rude to her, pounding her with one question after another. My MIL was taken aback, and it was quite amusing. He asked her where his mother was, and MIL replied, "Oh, she's doing very well. She's living together with a great man, and she has 2 nice kids. She has gotten over that misunderstanding about your birth." She was acting as if her daughter was the victim here, as if we were the ones who left her. When asked about why they abandoned him, MIL said, "Well, my daughter was such a young girl, it would be craziness for her to have a child at that age. She had her whole life ahead of her, and a baby would only be an obstacle. You must understand it. She didn't want to lose her freedom. I was a young woman, too, and had a life. I wouldn't have any time to look after a child." My son demanded she leave right away and never come back. As she was leaving, she attacked me, saying, "That's what I thought. A man alone cannot raise a proper human being." Such a rude and impolite boy. He would have turned out better in an orphanage than with you. So according to my MIL, don't have children while you're young, and if you do, feel free to leave them and then come back a few decades later and expect to be showered with love and kindness.